2 a.m. You're lying in bed, finally drifting off, when your calf seizes into a knot so tight it takes your breath away. You hobble to the bathroom, walk it off, blame it on dehydration. But here's the thing. It keeps happening. The cramps, the restless nights, that low hum of anxiety you can't quite explain. You chalk it up to getting older. Except, maybe it isn't age at all. What if I told you that nearly half of everyone over 50 is quietly deficient in a single mineral, one that affects over 300 different processes in your body? And what if the standard blood test your doctor orders completely misses it? Today we're talking about magnesium, the mineral hiding in plain sight. From your heartbeat to your sleep to that afternoon brain fog, this one nutrient touches everything, and most people have no idea they're running low. Let's start with what magnesium actually does. This mineral isn't a bit player. It's essential for over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body: protein synthesis, muscle function, blood sugar control. It's required for energy production, literally helping your cells make ATP, the fuel that powers every movement you make. Without enough magnesium, your cellular engines sputter. Your nervous system, magnesium regulates that too. It calms the fight-or-flight response and helps neurotransmitters function properly. When you're deficient, anxiety creeps in, sleep suffers. Even your heart relies on it. Magnesium helps maintain normal heart rhythm and regulates blood pressure. The connection between this mineral and cardiovascular health is profound and often overlooked. In 2017, a landmark review in the journal Open Heart put it bluntly: subclinical magnesium deficiency is a principal driver of cardiovascular disease and represents a public health crisis. A public health crisis. Those are strong words from a peer-reviewed journal, but when you dig into the numbers, you start to understand why. According to a 2026 analysis, nearly 48% of American adults over 50 don't get adequate magnesium from their diet. That's almost half the population in this age group, and it gets worse when you look at the broader population. Another comprehensive review found that 60% of all adults don't achieve the average dietary magnesium intake recommended for their age and sex. So why is this happening? The answer involves how we grow food, how we process it, and even the water we drink. Modern agricultural practices have stripped magnesium from our soil. Intensive farming, chemical fertilizers, monocropping. They've depleted the minerals that plants would normally absorb. Then there's food processing. When you refine grains, turning whole wheat into white flour, you strip away up to 80% of the magnesium. The mineral lives in the parts we throw away. Even our water has changed. A century ago, people drank from wells and springs rich in minerals. Today, most water is purified. Clean, yes, but also stripped of magnesium. And then there are the medications. Proton pump inhibitors, PPIs, used by millions for acid reflux, can reduce magnesium absorption. Diuretics, commonly prescribed for blood pressure, flush magnesium out. Even your morning coffee and evening wine work against you. Caffeine and alcohol both increase magnesium excretion. The more you drink, the more you lose. Here's where it gets tricky. You go to your doctor. You mention the cramps, the fatigue, the trouble sleeping. They order blood work. The magnesium level comes back normal. You're told you're fine. But here's what that test doesn't tell you. According to the NIH Office of Dietary Supplements, 99% of your body's magnesium is stored in bones, muscles, and soft tissues. The blood? It holds just 1%. Your body protects blood magnesium levels fiercely. It'll pull from your bones and muscles to keep that 1% stable. So by the time blood levels drop, you're already deeply deficient. The 2018 review on diagnosing magnesium status called this a significant challenge. Standard serum tests, the authors wrote, may not reflect intracellular or bone stores. So what does magnesium deficiency actually look like? The early signs are maddeningly vague, and that's part of the problem. They're easy to dismiss: fatigue, muscle cramps, poor sleep, mild anxiety, irritability. If you're over 50, You've probably experienced all of these and thought, well, I'm just getting older. But the research suggests something else might be going on. Low magnesium has been associated with type 2 diabetes, metabolic syndrome, hypertension, and atherosclerotic vascular disease. The same review linked low magnesium to sudden cardiac death, osteoporosis, and migraine headaches. That's a wide-ranging list for a single mineral deficiency. And here's a connection that surprised me. In 2018, researchers discovered that magnesium is required for your body to properly use vitamin D. Without enough magnesium, vitamin D supplementation may be ineffective. Think about that for a second. Millions of people take vitamin D supplements, but if they're low in magnesium, they may not be getting the benefit they think they are. Now, I want to be careful here, because this isn't a story about a magic pill that fixes everything. Bodies are complicated. Symptoms have many causes. But when a single nutrient deficiency affects nearly half of an entire demographic, and the standard test often misses it, that's worth paying attention to. So what can you actually do about this? The first step is food. Magnesium-rich foods include dark leafy greens. Spinach and Swiss chard are especially good, plus nuts like almonds and cashews. Seeds are excellent sources too. Pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, flax seeds, legumes, whole grains, dark chocolate, yes, really. About an ounce of dark chocolate provides roughly 15% of your daily needs. The key is variety. No single food provides everything you need, but a diet built around whole, unprocessed foods, the way your grandmother probably ate, covers a lot of ground. If you're taking vitamin D supplements, pay attention to your magnesium. The two nutrients work synergistically. Research suggests that adequate magnesium may help your body actually use the D you're taking. Now, some people may benefit from supplementation. If you experience persistent muscle cramps, poor sleep, anxiety, or heart palpitations, it might be worth discussing with your doctor. Not all magnesium supplements are created equal. Magnesium oxide, the cheapest and most common form, has relatively poor bioavailability. Your body absorbs only a small fraction of what you take. Research suggests that magnesium glycinate and magnesium citrate tend to be better absorbed. Glycinate is often recommended for sleep and anxiety, while citrate may support digestion. Before starting any supplement, talk to your healthcare provider, especially if you're on medication. Magnesium can interact with certain antibiotics, diuretics, and other drugs. Get the conversation started. If you want more comprehensive testing, some practitioners offer red blood cell magnesium tests or urinary magnesium tests. These may give a clearer picture than standard serum tests. I also want to mention a few things that deplete magnesium faster. Chronic stress is a big one. The stress response burns through magnesium quickly. The more stressed you are, the more you need. Heavy exercise depletes magnesium through sweat. Alcohol and caffeine increase urinary excretion. Older adults absorb less magnesium through the gut. The deck is stacked, especially as we age. So there's a pattern here. Our food has less magnesium, our water has less, our medications deplete it, our stress burns through it, and our tests often miss the deficiency entirely. It's like we've engineered a perfect storm for magnesium depletion, and then wonder why we're tired, anxious, and reaching for sleep aids. The researchers who labeled this a public health crisis weren't being dramatic. When a fixable deficiency affects cardiovascular disease risk in nearly half of older adults, that's significant. And here's what gives me hope. This is addressable. Unlike some health challenges, magnesium deficiency can often be corrected through diet and, when needed, supplementation. The body responds fairly quickly to increased magnesium intake. Many people report better sleep within a week or two. Muscle cramps often improve. That general sense of unease begins to lift. If this episode resonated with you, consider keeping a simple food diary for a week. Track your leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. You might be surprised how little you're getting. If you find that kind of thing helpful, hit subscribe. We cover evidence-based health topics like this every week. The goal is always the same: practical strategies backed by real research. Remember, everyone's body responds differently. What works in a controlled study may need adjusting for your specific situation. The evidence is promising, but it's not a prescription. That's a conversation for you and your healthcare provider. Bring up magnesium at your next appointment. Ask about testing options. Discuss whether supplementation makes sense for you. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Like, why do we accept feeling tired and anxious as just getting older? What if a simple mineral gap explains more than we realize? The 2024 MDPI review on magnesium called for future public health directions. Essentially, better awareness, better testing, and better food system interventions. Change is needed at every level. But while we wait for systems to change, you can take action now. Eat the greens, consider the seeds, pay attention to symptoms your body is sending. Your grandmother didn't have a blood test for magnesium. She just ate food that grew in rich soil, drank water from mineral springs, and probably moved her body more than most of us do today. We've complicated things. Modern life has engineered magnesium out of our daily routine. But the fix, it's surprisingly simple. More spinach, fewer pills, better sleep. I'm not saying magnesium is the answer to everything. It's not. But when 48% of people over 50 are deficient in something this fundamental, maybe it's time we paid attention. Thanks for listening. Take care of yourselves. And remember, this is informational, not medical advice. Consult your doctor before making any changes to your health routine. See you next time.